originally I had my little shape start in one position, move to another, and then come back to the first. But let's say I wanted to start in one position, move to another, and then just stay there, which can be a very useful thing. For instance, you can have a word fly in and then just stay put for a while. Okay, so what we're going to do is we want to split our animation into two parts. So I'm going to go to the frame after my property keyframe, and I'm going to command click on that and go to split motion. Now my animation has been divided into two sections. One section is going to be the fly in, and the second section is going to stay put. So what I want to do is get the properties from the final fly in position, which is like frame 32. So I'm going to command click on that frame cell where the property keyframe is, and I'm going to then right click and go to copy properties. Then I'm going to command click on the next frame and paste properties. Now I'm going to go to my last frame, command click on it, and then right click and paste properties. So basically what's going to happen is the property keyframe, which is at the end of the first section, I am going to copy its properties. And then I'm going to paste that on the first frame of the new section and the last frame of the new section. So basically it's going to fly in and then stay put. So here's the fly in section from 1 to 32. And then from 33 to 46, it's going to stay put. As it's flying in, there's certain cool things we can do using the property inspector. So I'm going to select that first span, the span that goes from 1 to 32. That's the fly-in span. And in the property inspector, I'm going to slide the ease over to the left so it says minus 100 in. And basically what that's going to do is, as it starts moving, it'll start kind of slow and then it'll speed up as time goes by. Another thing you can do is have it rotate as it is moving from one position to another. So I've decided to have it rotate 2 times, and from the direction box I pick CCW, which stands for counterclockwise. CW stands for clockwise. Flash's workspace can be easily cluttered up. So one of my favorite commands is to go to Window, Workspace, Reset Essentials. If you're not on Essentials and you want to get to it, if you're on Classic or Animator, simply click Essentials and it'll clean it up, and it makes it a lot easier to find stuff. Here's a cleaned up view of the Essentials workspace. Now let's look at the library. In the library we have our symbol blue shape. And sometimes you might want to be able to go in and look at the symbol. And symbols have their own timelines. So in order to get into a symbol's timeline, you double click on the icon of the symbol. What's the icon? Is it the name? No, it's that little picture to the left of the name. So if I want to open up the symbol blue shape timeline, I will double click on the icon. Now look up in the upper left and you'll see it says Scene 1 Symbol Blue Shape. Whatever is the last thing listed on the right is the current timeline we're looking at. So we're looking at the Symbol Blue Shape timeline. If I want to go back to the main timeline on Scene 1, I simply go over to the word Scene 1 and click it. To really get into motion tweening, the motion editor is an invaluable tool. So the first thing I recommend that you do once you open up the motion editor is drag the viewable frames number. It's the last one on the right, those 3 numbers at the bottom of the motion editor. Drag that all the way to the right so you see every frame in the current motion span. So now I've dragged it all the way to the right, and it shows that there are 32 frames in the first motion span. And what I can do is have the playhead on frame 1 and change various aspects of the way the blue shape looks, and then scrub over to frame 32 and change them again. The way the motion editor works is you find a property such as scale X that you want to change. One little warning, I have found that to the right of the property it will say either simple, slow ease or no ease. And sometimes it just seems to work better if you set it to no ease. So what I've done here is on frame 1, I've made my scale X and my scale Y 200%. Then I scrub over to frame 32, make my scale X and scale Y 100%. So my blue shape is going to start out big, and then as it comes in, it'll get to its normal size. In addition to things like skewing, rotating, moving, size, etc., there are very cool color effects. One of the best ones, I think, is alpha. Alpha allows you to set the transparency of an object. If you set the alpha to 0, you won't see it. It'll be invisible. If you set it to 100, it'll be 100% opaque. Tint will allow you to change the color of the object. Another very cool part of the motion editor is the various filters. So you can add drop shadows and blurs. Blurs are particularly wonderful when things move. It gets a sense from the old comic books of Superman speeding like a bullet. Anyway, these are some basic building blocks for you, and I'm going to do a little tutorial on a 5-second thing I did on a cat. So watch those and you'll get a little more information.